So a couple of months ago, one of my YouTube videos took off and I was drowning in agency clients, which is a good thing. I can't handle it as a solopreneur anymore. So I joined a $8,000 US dollar coaching program for agency owners to help me scale. So I dug deep into their online courses. I attended a lot of their coaching calls. I networked with other agency owner in the community, and I'm here to share my brutally honest experience of joining such an expensive coaching program. I'm going to share both the good and bad. Hi, I'm Helmi. I'm the founder of Helmi Hassan YouTube Funnels Agency. I help other founders and thought leaders build their personal brand on YouTube so they can get clients from their YouTube videos. If you're ever thinking about joining such an expensive coaching program, you need to watch this video until the end because I'm going to cover my expectations coming in, what I like and what I got out of it, what I don't like, and what I'll be doing next. So this is the kind of video I wish that was already out there before I dropped $8,000 on a complete internet stranger. All right, so here we go. So let's first start with my expectations. I got my notes here. So these guys are pretty popular, and I believe that whatever they are teaching me is working. So I believe that if I consume all of their materials, I attended their sales call, I do exactly what they tell me to do, I should be successful. I basically want to get out of the feast and famine situation because as a solopreneur, one month you have so much client, you make a lot of money, and then the next month you got nothing. So I hate that. I need to build a system. So I'm no longer a solopreneur, but now a business owner. So I also want to feel less lonely in this journey because this whole agency thing is rather new. Not a lot of people do this, especially at my age. I'm 37. So I just want to feel a little less lonely. So here's how much they charge. It's $5,000 for the first month to get in, and then it's $980 every month after that will automatically be billed to my card. So obviously, I want to make as much ROI as possible out of this. They guarantee that I'll sign 2 to 5 clients within 6 months or my money back. The stipulation for the guarantee, and if you read carefully, it's geared in such a way that it's impossible for you to qualify for that guarantee. But I don't really care because I'm not investing 5K for me to get the refund. I'm investing 5K for me to scale, to be successful. So I'm not looking to get my money back, but there's that. Once I pay, here's what I got. So basically everything you need to know about starting and scaling an agency from 0 to 100K per month, maybe more. So all of the online courses are hosted on Kajabi. We have access to the community on Slack, and there's around 250 other agency owners in there. Other people who could afford this, and they're from all over the world. There are people in Europe, a little bit from Asia, but mostly they're from US and Canada. There's also a schedule on Google Calendar where they have daily coaching calls. On Monday, this time, there's the coach for VSL. On Tuesday, this time, there's a coach for sales, for landing pages, for content creation, for this, everything pretty much covers everything. Really good. Every student is also assigned a student success coach. What that means is that one dude is responsible to check in on me and my progress. And there's also like a weekly one-to-one, about 30-minute call that you can use. Before we move on to what I don't like, let's start with what I like about the program, what I got out of it. So the first one, I think the biggest thing for me is mindset shift. It really changed my mindset from this struggling solopreneur freelancer to an agency owner, a business owner. So that I think that's the biggest takeaway that I got out of it. It's just the change in mindset. Let's say at the time, oh, I want to make my first 5K a month and then I want to make my 10K a month. The typical people thinking about making money online. So you set that as a goal, but then you go into the Slack community and there's these other agency owners. They're making 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Some will make 100K per month. And oh, the 10K is no big deal. It's nothing. So that's a good thing that you are who you hang out with. It's really good. I used to be a perfectionist. I'm not going to launch until everything's perfect. But now I'm more to, I want to get stuff done. It's not perfect. It's okay as long as it's done. So success likes speed. So there's this other thing called the CEO dashboard. Basically, I don't know what to track in my business. There's too many things going on. So let me show you. So it's basically this sheet. So it tracks by weekly and monthly basis, like what is what, your bank balance, margin, what should you keep track of, like the inputs and outputs, who's responsible for it, book calls, how many people you're prospecting, how many content you're producing, that kind of stuff. So it's not perfect. I use what they teach, but I change it to make it fit to me because this is checking every month. But then I added this. This is mine. So this is telling me, okay, this is how I track daily. This is the prospecting activities that I do. This is input. This is the content that I do. This is input. And then this is the output. Like how many book calls am I getting? So there's input and output. This is something I came up with. So I'm going to explain this to you later. There's another whole video just about this. So I haven't recorded it yet, but if you want the link, just comment down below and I'll share the link with you once it's ready. So another thing is that once you know what to track, you need to figure out like what's consuming most of your time. If you're a solopreneur, you'll be like, oh, I don't have enough time of the day. Eventually, I know I need to hire somebody, but I don't know what to outsource. So the number one step is to figure out what is consuming your time. So they teach me how to track using this software called Clockify. So basically, everything that you do, you log in manually. And then at the end of the week, a month, or whatever, you can see how it's broken down by project and by client. So that's quite interesting. You can come up with some insights here. Maybe I'm spending way too much time doing landing pages, or maybe I'm spending way too much time doing this or that. Does that move the needle? Maybe not. Should I outsource that? Most likely, yeah. So that's how you make a decision. So that's really cool. Moving on to the next thing, I do feel less lonely with the community is where you make friends and sometimes clients. Obviously, you don't want to pitch your stuff in there. You just be helpful and naturally people are going to ask you for help. So there's this wins channel where everybody just shares their wins daily. It's like, hey, I just closed a client. Hey, I just did this. I just made this much money, all this stuff. Like people just rip in wins. If you knew, you'd be like, oh man, I can't. This is just too much. But it also shows that, hey, these guys are not smarter than you, but they're ripping deals over here. Why can't you? So if you think about it that way, it's a positive thing. And then this one time also when I got noticed, and every week there's a guest coaching call. They pick somebody who they think is really good at the thing that they do and just teach your thing to the other students here as a guest coach. And then that's what I did. And the presentation did really well. I made a YouTube video for that too. You can watch that right here. And I got a few consulting clients from that as well. They contacted me afterwards. Hey, can you help me with this? So that's pretty cool. The other thing that I like is that they fixed my offer. So the ideology is that my offers are, hey, how you build your personal brand on YouTube to get leads. Those work for warm traffic. That means they already follow me, they like me, that it works to close a deal with those guys, but it doesn't work for cold traffic. So they taught me that I need to change my offer so it works on cold traffic. Cold traffic is people who don't know who you are. So that's usually, I'll help you get 5, 10 qualified leads in 90 days or your money back. Something along those lines. So the logic behind it is that if you can close cold traffic, automatically you can close warm traffic. But what I have right now, I can only close warm traffic. I cannot close cold traffic, which is correct. Okay, the next thing is they help me not conquer, but initiate managing my biggest fear, which is outbound. So that's cold email and then just DMing people like, hey, do you want my offer? Why am I so afraid of it? Maybe it's an ego thing. Maybe I feel like I'm above all this. I don't want to do it. But yeah, it helped me to, hey, everybody's doing it. You got to do it too. You're not special. Everybody has to do it. Okay. So that helped me start doing it. The next thing is when it comes to content marketing, which is something that I'm really good at, is that they introduced this concept of Magnus Opus. So let me show you what that is. So here's my Magnus Opus. It's basically a really long playbook. It's everything I know about my offer. If you scroll down, it's just never ending. And then each section will have a YouTube video explaining the thing, and they can jump straight to each and every one of these points. Every section will have a book a call and then it's never ending. The ideology behind this is that if you send this to your prospect, they think, okay, there's no way this guy doesn't know what he's talking about if he's writing all this stuff. That's the main gist. And a competitor is going to download this as well. They're going to steal your shit. And then they're going to see this, okay, this is pretty hard to copy. Maybe they end up just hiring you or partnering with you. And that's how it works. So the next thing is that they taught me how to hire. So how to build the job description, how to promote on social media. So I did follow that and I promoted on a lot of social media. And I got my first video editor that I hire on a part-time basis from the Philippines, and she's really nice and I like working with her. And I got her from LinkedIn, but using the same method. The next thing is how to structure my agency as a company, as a CEO. So it just gives me like a bird's eye view in the future. Okay, who's my first hire? Who's my second hire? How should I structure my thing? This is an example of the hierarchy. It's very simple, but when you're so stretched out, you don't think about this. So basically, I want to move up here to the CEO. Currently, I'm doing everything. So the first hire is not this guy. It's usually one of these guys down here, the task finisher. So The first hire that I had was this video editor. I still check her work, but eventually when I have this, I'm going to have another ops manager. So the ops manager will handle all these people and I only deal with the ops manager, which makes sense. All right. So that's further down the line, but at least you can see how it's structured now. So for me, I'm the decision maker. As a CEO, my job is to decide what to do, basically. I don't complete no task. But when you're starting out, you have to. You need to do everything yourself, get the clients until a certain point that you can afford to hire. A little bit of chicken and egg situation in that area, but once you achieve the revenue level, you can start hiring immediately, and that solves everything. Okay, so the next thing is how to create contracts. So they taught me how to create contents using like esignatures.io or something like that. So you send that away. I learned to use it to purpose. So the one is for contractors like my video editors, and the other one is for clients. So after they read the thing, then they sign, it would automatically go to my Stripe payment link, and then they make a payment there. The last thing that I like is they also teach me how to use Zapier to automate a lot of the minute tasks. So I tried that for a month. I think the possibilities is really endless, but it is a lot of work to get the hang of using it. I stopped. I feel like once I hit a certain revenue, I'm just going to hire some automation guy. Hey, just come in here, fix this for me because I'm a CEO. I don't want to be clicking buttons and stuff. So until I reach that revenue level, I just want to outsource this. There's a module in there about that. Okay, so there you go. That's what I like. So let's move on to what I do not like. All right. So number one, in terms of the online course, I think the production quality is pretty low because I used to sell online course myself and I have a proper camera, proper light, proper mic, the setup, everything looks nice. So I'm coming from the point of view of a creator. So I felt like, yeah, the quality is not that great. It's probably recorded on their laptop or whatever, but people don't consume online courses for the production quality. They want to learn some stuff. I know pretty much everything in there already. I know how to do VSL. I know how to do landing pages. I know how to do content. I know how to do YouTube. Sometimes I know how to do YouTube better than what they're teaching inside. The other thing that I don't like is that you can actually get similar or even better information online on YouTube specifically for free. If you're ever considering joining a coaching program, the founder, the guy promoting the thing, will most likely have a YouTube channel teaching people stuff. And whatever he teaches on his YouTube channel is probably 95% of the material inside there. Join it, just subscribe to his YouTube channel, join his email list. You'll get a lot of value from that. So I do feel a little bit shortchanged, but that's just how I feel. So the next thing I don't like, the student success coach, he's a really nice guy, but I can tell he's stretched too thin. There's just too many things he has to do, too many KPIs, too many people under him, too many students he has to coach. So I understand that he's busy, so he doesn't really reply on time. But then again, I'm also a paying student. So I felt like I wasn't given the attention that's worth the money, in my opinion. So even sometimes I shoot like a short loom, hey, this is what's going on, this is what I'm dealing with. And then he replies, but I can tell he didn't watch the video based on the answer that he replied. You know what I'm saying? I think they also have an automated thing. They're using Zapier to just, after a week, they send you an automated message. Hey, did you follow my thing? How's your week? Wrapping up and stuff like that. It's a little generic. And even if I reply, it's the same thing that the reply has nothing to do with my answer. The next thing I don't like is the coaching calls. Great. But most of them are in the US time zone, and I'm here in Malaysia, and it's like exactly 12 hours ahead here than it is over there. So they have coaching calls at 12 p.m., which is 12 a.m. for me. They have coaching calls at 1 p.m. over there, and that's 1 a.m. for me. 3 p.m. over there is 3 a.m. over here, which is impossible for me to attend because I have all this thing going on, and I also have 2 kids that I have to manage. So the other thing I don't like is that considering the founder is the face of the coaching program, I rarely get to see him. The only time I get to see him is his coaching program, which is at 4 a.m., which is hard for me to join because it's at 4 a.m. So they say, oh, don't be a pussy. If you want this to be successful, you can make it happen. Okay, if you're 20 something, you live with your parents, yeah, you can like not be a pussy and wake up at 4. But some of us, we're 37, we have kids, and we just can't do it. It's impossible. Like we have other stuff going on. So it's quite rare to interact with the founder because we joined their coaching program because we like the founder. We watched all the YouTube video, read all their emails. We like that guy. So we joined the coaching program because they say, hey, work with me directly. I'm like, oh, okay, I want to work with you directly. But once you're inside, you don't really work with him directly and you rarely get to see him. So I feel like, I don't know, people join your coaching program because they like you. But once I was in there, I could rarely interact with them. Like many coaching programs, these guys advocate cold email, and I understand the efficiency and why you need to do it. But it is incredibly complex and it costs quite a lot of money. And it's also fast evolving. So basically, cold email is that you need to buy a bunch of email domains and you're going to blast a lot of emails to all these CEOs. So hoping that one of them is going to reply yes to you. Unfortunately for me, it took me 1 month to set everything up. It's easy, but it is extremely tedious. So there's a lot of things going on. It took me 1 month, and then you got to warm up the email. You got to pay all the money to buy the domain, set up the thing, all the software. They're not transparent with upfront cost too. I know that it's going to cost some money. If you're ever wanting to try cold email, like the software alone to manage your emails is probably around $250. You're going to buy two software. It's at least another $100 minimum, maybe $200 a month for you to buy the leads, because you have to buy the leads all the time every month. So all in all, if you want to have a good lead gen system with cold email, you're going to be spending at least $400 a month. Some materials about cold email in there are outdated due to the fast evolving nature of cold email. You're not supposed to be sending all these spam. So the email provider is constantly trying to prevent this. So you have to constantly one up them. They're constantly trying to one up you. It's just never ending game of cat and mouse. I followed everything in the course modules, and I had a high bounce rate that resulted in delivery issues. So they burned my email domain. Oh, this email domain spam, therefore I'm not going to deliver most of the email. So it tanks my reputation. I asked in the coaching call, they say, oh, you got to start over. So I wasted time and money, and then I have to start everything all over again, and I just don't have the mental capacity to handle it. So I feel like if you want to do email, maybe you can just, once you have enough money from your agency, just hire another cold email agency. They handle it for you. But then again, I decided not to do cold email because you're going to be working with these people who don't know you. But if you do content, they follow you, they like you, they want to work with you. So it's different mindset. So I prefer the content route. Nothing wrong with cold email. I prefer the content route. The other thing I don't like is that I feel a little overwhelmed with the hustle culture that they're promoting. They're like, oh, volume, send more emails. The answer to everything is send more, do more, which I understand. It makes sense. But I have so many materials to go over. I have my own agency to handle. I have my own YouTube video for myself. I need to do content for myself. There's coaching calls at 3 a.m. I have to manage 2 kids at home. I'm 37. It's just too much. I was struggling on a personal level to manage all this. So a lot of these other guys in there, they're like young 20-year-old. They don't have any commitment. I think they can handle it, but not for me. Okay. So if you're older, you need to find a coaching program that's geared for older people like you, me, so they understand what we're going through. These kids, they don't understand what dealing with kids are. They just say, oh, don't be a pussy, just show up, just do it, which is correct. But I'm not a 20-year-old just like that. So as a result of all this, I did not manage to sign any new clients even 3 months in. So I did manage to close some clients within the community, other agency owners, but I don't count that because I want to get people outside of the community on my own. So I got none out of the community. I was just managing whatever clients I already have at the time. So it's mostly my fault. And if we want to dive deep into why I haven't closed any clients in 3 months, it's mostly a self-sabotage mindset thing that I have. I have low confidence in approaching random people or cold traffic about my offer. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure that out now. I feel like I could have better support in the program, get better response from the student success coach, get better response from the other coaches in there as well. In hindsight, what I should have done, I feel like the coaching program is for general agencies like cookie cutters. You probably have a couple of clients, but you don't have a personal brand. You don't do content. Then cold email makes a lot of sense for you. You're young, you hustler, you want to ram volume. That makes a lot of sense for you. But I feel like if you are a specific type of business, let's say I'm a YouTube funnel agency or another person is like a Facebook ad agency, maybe you want to join a coaching program that's very specific to you. Then they will teach you the thing that you really want to know. They cover everything. I'm not trying to say that it's not worth it, but in hindsight, knowing what I know now, if I just took that $8,000 and not invest in this program and then invest it into my own business, I hire editors, hire video people, thumbnail guys, how much video can I whip out with $8,000? Can you think about that? I have so much videos on my YouTube channel right now. I'm already closing deals from YouTube. Now I got more videos. Wouldn't I make more money? Like that's the thing that oh man, I should have just done that. But I did manage to learn some stuff. So I'm not saying it's all bad. So what's happening next is before I quit, I gave this feedback to one of the top guys in there, and he was really nice. He listened to me and he's really open to feedback. And then he gave me some action plan and very proactive to help me fix this problem. It was very helpful for that. He was really good. Unfortunately, I realized that I just don't jive with the hustler mentality. It's just not me. I'm 37. I'm not 20 years old like those guys in there. So the other thing is, oh, maybe I need to join another coaching program. And I feel like, no, I shouldn't join another coaching program. It's not an info problem. It's a mindset problem. Something within me me is preventing my own success. That's what I think. So is the whole thing worth it? I'm going to give it a 50-50. $8,000 is a lot of money. Could have done other things with it. But there you go. That's my honest experience, both good and bad, of joining an $8,000 coaching program. So let's recap here. So I've learned a lot, but I also know a lot of stuff in there already. Ultimately, I don't jive with what they're promoting, which is the hustler mentality. I'm not a hustler. And I know that joining another coaching program will not solve my problem. I realize that no coach really cares about you, not attacking them, just generally. Even if I'm a coach, yeah, I'm interested in your money. I want you to be successful, but ultimately you need to be coaching yourself. All right. You're the star player. You need to pick yourself up, not the coach. You. The coach kind of helps you a little bit, but you. I don't have an info problem. I have a mindset problem. In the next few videos after this, I'm going to be sharing some mindset videos that I realize about starting an online business. It's just a realization that I came across in my journey. And I think it's quite interesting. I want to share it with you. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you're thinking about joining a coaching program, this video is probably what I wished to have before I dropped $8,000. If you are a business owner, you want to know how to make YouTube videos like this for your personal brand so you can get more clients, you can watch this playlist right here. My name is Helmi, YouTube Funnels. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.